Hello everyone on YouTube. I'm taking a few seconds to set up my IG live. I hope it's not going to take me too long today. Hello. Yes. Hello. I am live on my Instagram and I am live on my YouTube channel. Hello Binta at 3521. Tade, thank you for joining in. Z10_pest control joined. Hello, thank you for joining in. Mr_Money, thank you for joining in. Mike Lord, great, thank you for joining in. Sorry, today I didn't put up a post telling us the title of today's topic. I was running late. I needed to catch a bit of sleep. It was so hectic in the kitchen today, so I just couldn't get to do that. But we're going to be having a very interactive session today. The topic for today's discussion is support in a relationship. Should financial and emotional support be paid for in cash? In a relationship, should emotional and financial support be paid for in cash? Or in the likelihood of a divorce, are you going to demand that your partner pays for all the emotional support and financial support given throughout the course of the relationship in cash? I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with this. In a relationship between a man and a woman, be it an engagement, a marriage, a dating relationship, you usually have each other support either financially, emotionally, mentally, in whatever capacity possible. In a relationship, you support each other. On today's topic, I'm going to be taking it a bit further. In the likelihood of a divorce, should the emotional and the financial support being given to a partner be requested to be paid for in cash? We have seen too many cases where a couple files for a divorce and a partner is asking for them to be paid for everything that they have done for their partner in the course of that relationship or in the course of that marriage. I'm going to give you a typical example. If after 10 years of being married or 10 years of living together, your partner or you and your partner are now going through a divorce patch, she is claiming that she paid your way through college. As with the case of a particular couple in California, I'm going to tell us the story. A couple were living together for 10 years, one a nurse, the other was going through a law school. He wanted to be a financial accountant, rather, he wanted to be an auditor, so he had to go through the law school. So the couple, or rather the wife that was a nurse, chose to give all of her finances to the husband so he can go through the American law school. And upon graduation, he would in return pay her own way through medical college. You know that usually in the States, after going through, maybe after having the first degree, a science degree, and you intend to further in medicine, you need a lot of money. So she wanted to support her spouse through the law school, and upon his graduation, he was going to be supporting her through medical school, so she can also become a doctor. She didn't want to be a nurse forever. So this agreement was put in place, of course, not on paper. Verbally, it was agreed upon that she was going to support him through college. Now, upon graduation, the man decided to file for a divorce. What would you do if you were that woman? Would you ask for your money to be paid in full? And should he refuse to pay for that money in full, what will be your reaction? Will you take him to court? Will you sue him? Will you bring out a gun and go for his head? We've heard about situations like this too many times. In some cases, it's the other way around. A woman walks into a marriage with nothing. She starts up a business, and in the course of 5 to 10 years, she becomes very successful, very rich, very accomplished. And one thing led to the other. She wants to file for a divorce, and the man is claiming that everything she owns, everything she works for, belongs to him. And why is that? The reason being that when they got married initially, he got to pick up all the children's school fee. He got to pay for the children's feeding. He practically picked up all the bills in the house, enabling the woman to focus all her energy and her resources in starting up her business. Today, she's a multi-millionaire, many years down the line, and for whatever reason, she wants to put the marriage to an end. Does this man have a right to claim her business? Does he have a right to ask that everything she owns belongs to him? Because in his own words, he gave her an enabling environment to create wealth. And the woman's argument is that she also gave the man an enabling environment to grow his career. She was the stay-at-home mom, taking care of the children, doing all the school runs, going to the market, doing all the chores, picking up the dishes, doing the laundry, just making sure that the husband could focus on his work. That way he could get all the promotion he needed in the office to become successful. So are you now going to say they helped each other out, they supported each other in the course of the marriage? Now upon divorce, the man has no right to ask for the properties that is owned by the woman. The man has no right to ask for the woman's properties. He has no right to ask for a financial refund. The children in question, the children that he was paying their school fee, happened to be their children. And if I remember clearly, here in Africa, most of the time, our Nigerian men pick up 70% of the bill in the house, 80% of the bill in the house. Sometimes they even pick up 100% of the bill in the house. Now, that depends on the financial standing. If the man is well off and the woman has no source of income, or the man is way older and the woman is a trophy wife or a younger wife, it's only natural that the man picks up all the bills while the woman does all the chores. So in the likelihood of a divorce, should that man be requesting that the woman gives him everything that she has worked for, because in his own claim, he created an enabling environment for her to create wealth? Had it been she was paying the children's school fee, paying for their upkeep, the feeding, she might not have been able to gather the capital she needed to start up her business. So if you are the man in this relationship, would you be demanding for everything the woman has worked for? And if you are the woman in the first relationship I talked about, would you be taking the man to the court to refund all the monies that you spent for him while he was in the law school? Because remember, the agreement wasn't written. He was meant to assist her financially to go to medical college upon his graduation from the law school. The woman supported him through the law school in America. Now he's a graduate from the law college in America. He is now supposed to support her through her medical college. But divorce happened. And she is screaming that he has to pay. So are you going to say that in the likelihood of a divorce, every financial support given every emotional support given in the course of the relationship should be quantified in cash and should be refunded. So that is the topic for today. What is your take on it? Should men and women be made to pay in cash for all the financial and emotional support given to them by their spouses in the likelihood of a divorce? Now, I want us to understand that in a relationship, we have all kinds of support. We have financial support, like we have talked about, emotional support, like we have talked about, mental support, physical support. Sometimes a man or a woman might be disabled and you might need the other partner to move them from one position to another. So we have all kinds of support. So in a relationship, it is only natural for us to render ourselves to the person we claim that we love. So upon a divorce, should we now quantify this support in cash and demand for it to be paid in full? Remember that support is not forced. Support in a relationship can never be forced. It is voluntary. If you feel like supporting your spouse, go ahead and support them. If you do not feel like supporting them for whatever reason, a gun will not be placed on your head. And if you know that your support is going to be calling for that person's blood, should anything go wrong in the relationship, my advice is do not render it. A support that you know you cannot give freely, you cannot give willingly to your partner in a relationship should not be offered. Because what is the point? You claim to love this person, and that is why you're with this person. You're offering support to this person because you are in a relationship with this person. You are offering this support willingly. You're not being forced, you're not being cajoled. Why would you demand that it be paid in full or demand for it to be quantified in cash and be paid in the likelihood of a divorce? For me, that isn't a relationship. Someone here said, Leeds_lad said, no, I wouldn't ask for refund. It was a gift. You can give a woman or a man all the money or financial support in the world. What if she doesn't have zeal to succeed? Exactly. This is my point. This is exactly the point I'm trying to make. Now, let us understand that it is not everybody that you offer support to that succeeds. I have seen couples where a husband invests as much as 300 million, 400 million, 500 million in a business venture for the wife. And the wife ends up squandering that money. Nothing comes out of it. Nothing comes out of it. And I've also seen in a relationship where a man gives 500,000 naira to his wife, and the wife builds a business empire from that 500,000 naira over the course of many years. Does that man have a right to claim the woman's business empire many years down the line in the claim that he set her up with 500,000 naira? What about the man that invested over 500 million or nearly 500 million in his wife's business and nothing came out of it? So I think it is wrong, for you to believe that because you supported someone with a token, either in cash or emotionally, the person owes you their life. The person should spill their blood in a plate for you to drink. That is my own take. That is my own opinion. Any support that cannot be given willingly should not be given. You are not mandated to support anyone. There is no gun to your head. Leeds.lad said, the bigger we get, the more likely egos collide. It's just physics. Sorry, I got disconnected on my IG. Let me reconnect. I'm just going to wait for my Instagram to connect just a few seconds so I don't lose them. Good. I'm back up on my Instagram. Yes. So Leeds on the Leeds stroke lad said, the bigger we get, the more likely egos collide. It's just physics. So it all boils down to both parties becoming successful over a period of time. And then for whatever reason, if there happens to be a divorce or a fallout in the relationship, egos are definitely going to collide. So like Binta_Ghana says, sounds like support with an agenda. I like that. Support with an agenda. Binta_Ghana says support with an agenda. Please, I am begging us today, if you are in a relationship or you intend to embark on a relationship, do not offer support to your partner with an agenda. That is not support. That is a setup. It's like you're setting up your partner for failure, or you're holding something over his head like a form of blackmail. Should you leave me, or for whatever reason you decide to put an end to this relationship, I'm going to remind you of how much support I gave you. And one thing we should always have at the back of our mind, support is not always financial. It is possible that the man might be supporting the woman financially to start up a business, but the woman is also supporting the man emotionally. He comes back from work, distressed, disturbed, your laundry is off, you're coming back to a very clean home. You think cleaning the home is free, you think it's easy. If you were to pay someone to do that, you come back home to a woman that gives you emotional support. You come back home to a woman that is raising a family with you. You come back home to a pregnant woman that is going to bear a child that carries your name. So all of those are support in itself. So my own take, I don't see why a man should see a woman that is giving him all the emotional support, physical support. I don't see why he should see giving cash support, financial support to that woman as one-sided. You're both supporting each other. Yes, you are. Now, the argument with the couple in the States was this. The man said he doesn't owe the woman anything because while she was supporting him to go to law school financially, he was babysitting, doing the house chores, going for grocery shopping, cooking, doing the laundry, that he did everything so that the woman will have all the time she needed to go to work as a nurse, do the extra hours, and bring home the income. And that he didn't plan for a divorce. Be that as it may, I mean, how convenient you didn't file for this divorce until you're graduating from the law school. So some people will look at it and say, come on, guy, dude, this is the setup. You waited for the perfect time to file for this divorce, okay? And now the woman is crying blue murder. I paid your way through law school and now you're just going to leave me? You're not going to give me any cash for me to go to medical school? And the guy was like, hell no. While you were working all that money, I was doing all the chores and I was raising the kids. So it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one to decide. Should men claim, no way, new me _lifestyle, this your hair is fine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Binta_Ghana says, both out in the time and the work. Luxury by Yinka says, call people in to contribute. Luxury by Yinka, would you like to contribute? Would you like me to bring you on so you can contribute? If you like me to bring you on my live so you can contribute, I can bring you on, because I would really like to hear, I would really like to hear what you guys think about this, because like I said, this is an interactive session. I want to hear what your take on this is, because these are the situations that we find ourselves on a daily basis. If you don't have a friend that has gone through what I just discussed, you might know someone that has gone through or is going through what we're just discussing. And it is very, very important. It is very good that we understand what support is in a relationship. And we understand that we have the right to withhold or give support as we deem fit in a relationship. No one is mandated to give support in a relationship if they do not feel comfortable about it. My own take is whatever is given in the course of a relationship should never be demanded for at the end of the relationship or in the likelihood of a divorce. Like Binta Score under Ghana says, you can't give support if you have an agenda behind it. Support with an agenda. Okay, so Fatima Nikki says, will you talk about Bob or not? No, I'm not talking about Bob. That's not my discussion for today. Okay, so while the lady had a full-time job at home as he had one out there, Binta underscore Ghana said, the lady had a full-time job at home as the man had out there. So the equation is balanced. Let us always understand that everything is not finances, it's not financial, especially here in Nigeria where everything is monetized. Relationship these days is monetized. What is in it for me? If you're not getting anything from that relationship, then that relationship isn't worth it. So we should strive to look beyond the financial aspect of everything we do. We should stop itemizing everything we do in terms of the financial gains. Oh, I'm about to do this. What is in it for me? In a relationship that is meant to be based on love, that is meant to be based on mutual respect for each other, we should try not to base everything we do on love. With no prenups in place, it can be tricky. However, that demand should be out on the table. Exactly, Binta underscore Ghana. Without any prenup in place, if you are mandated or you feel compelled to offer support to your partner, and you know that that support is overwhelming, maybe in terms of your finances, it's going to take a deep toll on your finances, you just might want to put it down in writing and say, if I'm offering you this financial support, you must return certain amount of money to me after a certain period of time. There is nothing stopping you from also doing that. You can put it down in writing. If I give you the certain amount of money, after a certain number of years, you have to refund the same to me. So upon a divorce, or in the likelihood of a divorce, you can actually bring up that agreement and say, okay, fine, we've gotten to the end of the road. Can I please have my money back? Because it was written. It was an agreement. But if it wasn't written, it wasn't an agreement. You have no right to claim that money. You have no right to ask for it. Because in the course of a relationship, partners are meant to support each other in whatever capacity that they can. So how can you ask for refund for support? People are Nigerian having Nigerian are having asked for refund for the support they gave Buhari. Well, That's another take on it. So what if she doesn't have the zeal to succeed? So we talked about the financial aspect, you supporting a woman and she not making anything out of it, or you supporting a man and the man not being able to achieve anything out of it. It can happen either way. So if your support, it's financial in the course of a relationship and it wasn't written down, it is not an agreement and it is not binding. And henceforth, you cannot ask for a refund in the likelihood of a divorce. You cannot ask for the person's head on a plate in the likelihood of a divorce. And remember, in the course of a relationship, partners are meant to support each other. That is what relationships are meant for, supporting each other in whatever capacity that we can. Be it physical support, emotional support, financial support. It is your responsibility as a partner in a relationship to offer that. So upon a divorce, my own take, you get nothing in return. It was given out of love, out of the abundance of your heart, you gave it. But like Binta_Ghana said, if it is support with an agenda, then put it down in writing so that in the likelihood of a divorce, you get to ask for your support back in whatever form you would like it to be paid back with, cash, kind, whatever. So that is it on today's topic. It's really late and I'm so happy that you all could stay back and, catch up on this chat with me. And remember, our sessions are very interactive. Should you want to join in, you can always ask to be joined in. And I will invite you on my live for you to give your own contribution. Slamming Luke says, I will ask for my money to be paid in full and more. So Slamming Luke says she would ask for her money to be paid in full and more if she were in the position of the lady that sent her husband to law school and he was supposed to send her to medical school upon graduation, but he never did. Divorce happened, and now the lady wants her money back, or rather she wanted her money back. But remember, if it is not put on paper, Slamming Looks, if that support was not written down on paper, you don't have a claim to it. You can't ask the man to refund. You can't ask him to pay you back because you verbally had an agreement with the woman. So he can deny and say there was never an agreement. You gave him that money to go through law school willingly. So Slamming Looks, please remember, if you want your support to be paid back in full in the course of a divorce after a relationship, make sure that while you are giving that support, it is written down on paper and both parties have signed. So if you've not signed any such agreement, you will not be paid back, Slamming Looks. You will not be paid back. As sad as it is, you will not be paid back. So remember, support should be voluntary. Don't have a gun to your head. Support only when you know you can, and support, always support in love, not supporting with an agenda. So that is it on today's Life's Journey with Benedicta. See you next week, Saturday, and do have a fantastic Sunday. Bye-bye.